Okay, 2-1-55, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score there. 900 games for my opponent, very good. So we're just going to play a traditional reti. Okay, against e6 you generally do g3, c6, b3, just as a general broad guide. If takes, we can throw in a check and collect back. If I can ever do my arrows, that's what I meant to do. Okay, now we need to guard the pawn. Just try and develop, we just got to watch out for this sort of idea, just got to be aware. I mean, right now we've got d4, but obviously c5 can come. It goes across, so we'll just develop our bishop, and then it's a case of what do we feel like doing with the pawns. d4 is a good principal move as well, even though it's blocking your bishop in, it gives you more of a challenge for the center. Yeah, he's gone c5 logical. So I think we're going to take then, maybe challenge for the center, but we'll just decide, see how he takes back. Goes with the pawn. Okay, so I think d4 makes sense to me. And probably e3. Oh, he takes. Okay. There's an isolated pawn. So it doesn't matter how we take back. I don't think it desperately matters. Knight here. You're probably going to move this knight, otherwise knight in could be a move, but yeah, the bishop's perfectly fine here. We could take and do this and plant the bishop, but we can plant the knight as well. And I think the bishop's fine, but bishop up. Yeah, actually no, I'm going to just take with the bishop and leave the knight where it is then. e3 just feels more natural. Bishop coming to a6 is a bit of a problem in some of the lines though. The knight has come up, so I'm just going to develop this knight. One of the slight problems putting the bishop here is knight to c3 is a little bit more awkward. I'd like to do this, maybe this at some point. Yeah, with hindsight, actually, knight there might have been better. Might have been. I might have to spend a move dropping the bishop back. So he's played up to e6, so might invite us forward just to hit the bishop there. Maybe it's no big deal. I guess rook across is sensible. Let's play rook across. Knight up, I think you just shift your bishop, so we probably end up having to move our knight again. The queen's come forward, so might want to come down. We could do the same thing. We could actually go forward and then bring this knight over with a view to this one coming back. That might be worth exploring. Actually, what's wrong with that? Let's go up and hit the queen and bring the other knight onto a useful square. Then we can redeploy this knight to d3 maybe. That feels like a better principled setup. It doesn't mean it is, it just feels a bit better. Now, has he allowed bishop up there? Lose a knight, gain a bishop, and we hit the rook and knight. Wouldn't necessarily want to take them, but I think that's a move, right? Now, I don't think there's any trick. Take, then up. I think we just play bishop up and trade the knight for the bishop. And then it's a case of do we want to drop the bishop all the way back or trade? And then we've effectively swapped bishop knight for bishop knight. But we'll just decide that afterwards. I assume just take and take. Say a rook across, we could spend a move playing knight across first, and then we can decide to take the move after or drop back. But it might push the queen onto a better square. So something just to bear in mind. Let's just see. I don't think he's contemplating giving up the queen for 2 pieces, but I guess he could. But that would be a bit bold, wouldn't it? That would be a little bit bold. So he actually wants to just trade bishop for bishop. Okay, that's fair enough. But is there anything better? There's no effective move to discover on the queen, is there? Actually, I said that if I drop bishop back, now you've just got the simple retreat, haven't you? So it's still just 1 for 1. Let's just take then and bring this knight across, I think. And we can drop this knight back to d3. Just feels like a more better setup than where I had the knight on d2. Doesn't mean it is, it just feels like it is. Again, pawn up here could be good. I like the idea of queen up just to connect the rooks. I don't think he'll take, but he might do. Okay, knight comes forward, so maybe queen right bang into the middle of the board. Queen up could be a nuisance move, mind. Is queen up a nice nuisance move? Rook takes, rook takes. You've got to watch for queen down ideas, so that could be a problem. Yeah, that's not worth walking into. So let's just go here. The knight can still drop back. I might have to concede the c-file here and trade the rook if my opponent doesn't, otherwise the pieces might be getting a little bit overloaded. Get the cursor off the board so there's no accidental slips. Yeah, he's played rook up. I'm probably going to have to take there, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take there. It's getting a little bit overloaded. I think we just drop this knight back now. We've got the option to come across. We've got knight over to annoy that bishop. I guess the knight could go here, but I assume rook across will be fairly quickly played. I don't think my queen's getting trapped, but could do, you never know. So here, queen takes, knight takes, rook takes. We've got one move to block, bishop in, and we just lose the game on the spot, don't we? So I don't think that's an option. So is knight across a move here? Is knight up a move here? I'm tempted to actually chuck a pawn. I'm going to chuck a pawn forward, not because I think it's a great move, but it just gives me that extra square. So now rook across is a serious option to try and trade the rooks off. I think black's got a good bit of space here and get some good control, so I want to try and neutralize that if we can. Now again, we can jump forward here and hit the queen and potentially take and win a pawn. So I'm going to actually do that, hit the queen, but we're threatening to take and maybe win a pawn, and you can't just come back here. So is that a slight mistake? If you come back here, we've still got the option to come across and trade the rook and then take the knight, potentially. Yeah, queen's gone across, so take, take, take. The problem is we're giving up our bishop with the fianchettoed pawn structure. But it's a pawn, it's a pawn, it's a pawn. So take, 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 bishop in. Where does the queen go? Maybe we come across, I'm not sure. Maybe we come across this way. Very dangerous to go for it. Knight across could be a better option. Just to hit the bishop. I'm going to do it though. I'm going to grab the pawn. It's really risky, this, putting the bishop on this diagonal. It's a serious, serious risk. Yeah, I'm better off just playing knight across anywhere then, but it's so tempting, isn't it? Take, take, just shift somewhere. Let's do it. If we lose, we lose. It's only a game, isn't it? So he's coming forward for the checkmate idea. Oh, I've realised what I've done. I've just missed this completely. Am I lucky? Have I got rook right over? I missed that completely. I just didn't see that move, because the idea is this. So rook over, pawn down, trade, trade, and I'd be okay. Rook takes, knight takes, pawn down, and I've got no follow-up. So we've just bungled the game. We have to give an exchange up at best. We have to give up an exchange at best. Okay, just missed that. Okay. I'm looking for, scrambling for a bailout move that I don't see. Knight here, queen here. Actually, I can't even safely let him take, can I? Takes, takes, f6 is a problem. Is there any bailout? Come. There, queen forward. Takes. I don't even have a check. No, I've got to try and give up an exchange, and I don't see a good way to do it. Let's just centralize, and I think this is a catastrophic blunder that I've just done. He might not even take you. He might have something stronger he might do. But yeah, the knight cuts, the queen checks. That's the problem. You can imagine if the queen comes in as well or lines up on the diagonal, that's a real serious problem. So I'm just hoping if f6 comes now, I can drop the knight back. That's what I'm hoping for. Whether I can is another matter, but I've got to try and keep the pieces on the board now and hope I can keep the queen on the board. If I lose the queen, it's just over. I mean, if I lose the queen to a trade, it's obviously over. But I didn't see a better square to go to there, so he's played that anywhere. So let's just quickly drop back. I have to try and get some of that lost time back now. I'm not sure I can. Yeah, he's gone for the trade, which clearly I cannot afford to do. Let's just shuffle a square then and hope we can run away. I was expecting him more to double up on this file and target the pawn, which he could still do, I guess, but he's got a minute on the clock as well as the exchange, so it should be good enough. It should be. So not much of a rating gap between us, is there? Not much gap, so okay, so can I go forward here? If in doubt, go forward, generally speaking. If in doubt, just march forward. If you lost, you lost. It's just a game. You can't play chess without losing lots and lots of games. But I don't want to be in a pin like this, do I, with the pawns coming down the board? But again, he's got this way to try it as well. Like I say, that's where I'd be looking if I was black. But there's no obvious way to activate my pieces. Okay, he's gone back. Let's just drop the queen back then. There's no way my opponent's going to repeat here. I'd be very, very pleased with a draw. Yeah, he's noticed it now, so he's gone for it now. So, can I guard my knight? I'm not sure I can. All I can do realistically is shuffle, I think. The queen will come across and I'll have to push, I think. I didn't see any other way to guard. I mean, maybe I can play queen back, but I'm going to have to play e3 at some point, and then all my knights are not guarded, and that's a problem. Maybe queen back, knight across first. I've got to think quickly, don't I? I'm struggling. Oh, is he looking at check first? Check? Well, I have to come across. I mean, I can't realistically run this way, I don't think. Check here, rook takes, check, up. No, check, I'm going to have to go here. But at least he doesn't have any further check. So queen check, I'll just come this way. Then if he goes back, I'll have to go here, I guess. But I've still got maybe queen back. Yeah, maybe queen back. Yeah, he's gone back again. Okay, I'm just going to come back and hit the pawn. Say the... Oh, well, the queen can't actually... Well, you can go there and I'll just shuffle, I guess. I'll go back here again. Okay, just go back again, hit the rook. Oh, now I've just trapped my queen. What the hell am I doing? Well, I mean... Yeah, I'm trying to play quickly and I'm losing focus. I mean, I've got a couple of squares, haven't I? So here, I'll probably go here. So he's gone across. But now can I do this then? Let's get out of the way first. This, he could obviously checked and targeted the pawn. Maybe not in one move, but you can imagine getting in fairly quickly. But I'm looking at trying to activate the knights now and hope we don't allow some sort of pin. This knight obviously can't really move now. That's a slight problem. You need to try like this. I might have to trade one of the knights off, but then it feels like I'm playing a piece down. I guess knight across I go here. All we can do is try and play quickly. So queen across. Let's throw in a check. Actually, can I start running a pawn here? What's wrong with that? Let's just chuck a pawn. Hope that we can fully chuck it. Okay, he's gone there. But now I've got knight across and coming in. But knight across now, he's got a check, which we can't allow. So let's come here with a view to knight across. It's probably nothing, but... Yeah, maybe I should have played this knight over first because it's the same thing, isn't it? I didn't need to move there. And he's offering that queen trade, which we can't have. Here, now he does do rook across and the pawn is lost. So that's no use to me at all. So let's come here, knight over, try and create a check threat. I'm trying, it's a struggle, but I'm trying. Yeah, he's got that move as well. Do I go nuts crazy then? Am I already nuts crazy? Here or here? Check up, and what am I actually getting though? Maybe a discovered check, I guess. Let's play knight across and then this knight across. We're probably going to have to trade a knight. Unless he blunders some sort of fork. If he blunders something like that, then we're still half in the game, but that's asking a lot. Or do I just shuffle actually? Do I just pop a knight right back? Oh, he's going for the checkmate. He's not shuffling, he's going for checkmate. Check takes check. Wait, but I've got pawn up. But pawn up, he's got this. That's a problem, isn't it? I could drop a knight back. Queen down. I just didn't even see that. Check takes check across. I'm just going to throw a check in because I don't see nothing else to do. He has to come up, only move, or you lose the game. So check here. I've got nothing, so can I avoid checkmate? I'm just going to go here. I've still got a check. Because if he comes out, if his queen's forward, I've got a check here as well. Haven't I? So here, check, here, check, here. Let's go for it then. If it's mate, it's mate. If he goes here, I've only got one legal move, so I don't have to think about it. Checks or checks have to go here. So I've got a double check. Wait, so has he not got a threat now then? Let's go here, threaten mate. Oh, I've hung the knight. He just takes a pawn with check. We bungled it. We've bungled it. Unless I can get some sort of repetition. It's all about bullet chess soon, isn't it? But I'm the one down on the clock. Ooh. Pawn down should be good enough. Queen guards the rook, so there's no tricks. All we can do is collect a pawn and check. That's a four. I'll have to ignore that. Yeah, rook comes up. Okay. There is a mate threat on the board. He's never blundered it, surely. He's never blundered mate, surely. I think he has, he's blundered it. There must be a way to tuck the king away safe somewhere. I'm trying to come back now. The queen and the knight are guarded, so I can run pretty much anywhere. Just come round the back. knight might have been better there. Wow, we've done it. How the heck did we win that game? Oh my goodness. That's why you play on when you're lost, isn't it? Oof, let's check that one. 72 moves. Wow. They're the move times for each player. We were in real trouble there. Let's just see what the engine says. Yeah, we were completely lost here. It wouldn't surprise me if we've turned it round and then blundered it straight back, but we were getting very low on time. So at this point, it's turned, in this position, it turned, allowing knight across. That was the critical move, allowing knight over in the mate threat, and you had to give up the rook. Although the engine's saying now the engine's actually saying it's better to give up the queen than the rook. So that's just one of them things. It's just lost from that point. So we've done really well to turn it around from there. That's why we held on. The engine's saying the best computer line was actually give up the queen rather than the rook. Otherwise, we played it very well there. So the figures 82% versus 74% accuracy. CPL, not surprisingly high, 63 and 78. So a game of blunders 6 each, but we managed to get a good win. Wow.